You're welcome to class today, Thursday. Is it Thursday? Yeah, Thursday, 28th of July, 2022. All right, before we start the real thing, the real class, I'll need to provide this instruction that could help to guide us. All right, let me say to guide you. And like I said, this is from the management about where to take exams. I think this issue was it was brought before us when Madam Joyce came to us to address some things, stating that it would be better for us to take our exams in a center, a registered center, than to take it at home. Okay, so I think it's now become like a mandatory exercise. Like it's you have to do your exam in a center, no matter what it costs you. Okay, so that's the way IMAC is going. That's the way Grandida is going about you taking your exams. Now, for those that took theirs online, just one, and then one more person. That's Vivian. She's not here. Vivian has not taken her exam, but it's already scheduled to be taken online. Except for those two, where I had to fight for them. I had to fight for them because the position of the CEO, based on certain inferences, was that none of the IMAC or Grandida person that will work with Grandida would be allowed to, to do to have his exam conducted at home because of what's it called now? Because of trust issues, and it's becoming very, very emphasized now. Being that the where we are now, the country where we are has opened us up so seriously, and we have become symbols or objects to be suspected, even when we are being truthful. But because the statistics is very high about corruption, about cheating, malpractices, and the camera of other clients, it's seriously on us to. They do not believe what we are doing to a very large extent. They do not believe it. They do not believe it. All right. So to avoid this and to ensure that we don't corrupt our quality in any way, so the management has decided that any person that is going to take, or anybody that is going to take an exam, is going to be in a center. It has been made compulsory henceforth. It's not, there is no option around that anymore. Now, if, like I said before, Vivian came in, only Theophilus that took his online and Vivian that was already scheduled and has been fought for, because Mr. Gabriel emphatically said that that those that have written their exams online, they should simply hold on to their what's it called now, to their certificate, that they will not be working with Grandida, because if we have 20 persons working for Grandida and two persons certificates are not trusted by those that will be working for, it can corrupt the entire system. It will make it look as if the entire system is corrupt just because two persons do theirs online, a system in which they do not believe so much, because it's Nigeria. Nothing is wrong with online, nothing, but because of where we are. Don't worry, we are going to fight it out. Righteousness and truthfulness is going to thrive Nigeria, and Nigeria will be noted for something great in just a matter of in years to come. Don't worry, it's going to be in our time. The same country that are putting cameras, special cameras on us, they are suspecting us heavily. They will come to learn things and come to learn a lot from us. Even if they are not coming to learn technology, they will come to learn correct things from us, correct values from us. It will happen. Don't worry, just wait. So while we are waiting that time, let's just do the needful this way. And so henceforth, you are to do your exams in the center. For Vivian and Theophilus, their advanced exam must be done in a center.
Excuse me, sir. Sir.
Yeah.
That is Victor.
Yes, I know.
I was also scheduled for tomorrow, online.
Online.
Yes.
Your case was not. Your case was not mentioned today. It was only I only had Vivian.
No.
That, online.
Mrs. Joyce scheduled me for online for tomorrow.
I didn't hear you. I didn't hear that you were scheduled for to have your.
You
online.
You can ask her. You can ask her. She did.
Okay. Okay. So you will have to. Okay. So what you will do is this. You will simply make a reference to what I shared in class, and you will push it to what's it called now, Mrs. Joyce. Do you have Mr. Gabriel's contact? You can fetch it from the Telegram. It's not an issue. It's not as in from the Telegram. You can get it from there. All right, so you can push it to the two, so they will have to do something about that. But sincerely, yours was not mentioned. Vivian was mentioned, and of course, Theophilus that had his yesterday. All right, so but I didn't hear anything, Etino Victor. All right, so that's about that. Even if you are staying in Zamfara and the next center is in Kaduna, so you will have to come down to Kaduna to have your exam written if you are going to work with Granida. If you want to still do it online, there is still provision for you to do it, but it only means that you will not be working with Granida. You will stick to your certificate. That's the position of the management. Okay, at the moment, and for the reasons I talked about. All right, and again, I need to tell you that orientation will start October 10. Okay, I'm coming, Matthew. Orientation is going to start by October 10, 2022. So it means that exams should have been attempted, passed before that time, so that the orientation can go en bloc. Okay. I think I saw Mr. Julius. Let me still check if he's still there. I needed to pass this information and to manage time. Okay, and then again, okay, he's there. I've seen him. Let me check if Lady Testimony is there too. Okay, I'm not sure she's here, but then okay, it's good. Mr. Julius is here. All right, so orientation starts October 10, and once it starts, you have to be fully engaged. Part-time is taken as a full-time thing, not a part-time thing. And I'm communicating to you what the management asked me to do. All right. Then what else now? Having said that it's a full-time thing, okay, so that there will not be a kind of disagreement. Oh, sorry, I cannot. Sorry, this and that. Okay. So the management has said that it has to be taken as a full-time exercise. All right, then, okay, that's about exam taking and what else now? And yeah, about orientation. Okay, Babalola, if you are here, I'm not sure. Is Babalola here? He's not here. Okay, when he comes, I hope I will still be able to remember. All right, he needs to do something about his details, his email address and password, to change it, since he mistakenly also reviewed it yesterday, so that his his mail and information will not be, tampered with, since all these things will be going to YouTube, going beyond this class. All right, so I think that's about that. For Joe, yeah, Joe was meant to meet with Mr. Julius yesterday. I don't know if they met, based on the promises. Okay, so we can.
Yes, sir. Is resolved, sir.
Yeah, so I hand over to Mr. Julius at 7:21. Thank you. Oh, Matthew, you raised your hand. Okay, what is that?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, sorry, Mr. Julius, just 2 minutes.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir. I just joined the meeting and I heard you talked about the exam center. So
Yes.
where will it be? I mean, which
Con-
state? If that's
in
the case.
conclusion, in conclusion, the long and short about it is that it has to be taken in a center and not online. That's all. The details, you can pick it from recorded session, but there is no other detail. The detail is that the summary of the whole thing is that it has to be taken in a center for posterity reasons. All right, thank you. Mr. Julius,
Okay.
I hand over to you.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Good evening, sir. Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Yes. So is it Mr. Joe? Thank you for resolving it. I think you shared your screen on how you resolved it. It's just following those procedures and you granted the rules and it was resolved.
Yes, sir.
Hello,
Thank you
sir.
so much, sir.
Hello, sir.
All right, thank you. Hello.
Yes, please. I have an issue I've been battling with UiPath. I don't know if there's any time that it can be looked at.
Okay.
It's,
Okay, no problem. That's why we are here, to actually assist you the best we can. We may not be
okay.
superb in everything, but just feel free to call us at any time. I
Okay.
am still here, and I'm still here, not alone. I'll always go with my right hand pa, Testimony
Okay.
Adams, Lady T. So
Your
together,
grandleader given right hand partner.
yes, that's my right hand partner.
Hello, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Now, Matthew.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is my suggestion, my
Okay.
recommendation too. That like Joe, I think Joe was able to resolve whatever I wanted to do, maybe after the class time, to manage time, sincerely speaking, because uh, the time is not on our side at all. In fact, the way it is, we may have to close late, seriously late, and then we have 2 days, and what we want to do, what is before us, it carries a good percentage in the exam, in the advanced exam. That's the Harvey framework. So I
Okay.
want us to just manage it. So if we have other options of resolving the problem you're having with your path, let us adopt that option. Do you get?
Okay,
Okay.
so
I
yes,
don't know if maybe tomorrow or something we can still look at it, because if that's the case, my battery may not stay till the end of the class
yes,
or extending out of the yes.
yes. See, we will
Yes, sir.
look at the case. There will be time for you to just raise your questions. Some we may not answer here.
Right.
I will have to tell you, we can see after the class, so that we'll resolve that. But those that can be resolved here, we'll tell you. But let's first of all go with the class. So let that not bother you much. Hello? Can
Okay,
anybody
sir.
hear me? All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
So a quick one. Once again, I want to say thank you, everybody. Thank you. First, congratulations to Theophilus for the first stage he's made, and we are hoping every other person's join the trade. so that we just have one more face to be a member of the family. Having said that, I think we can proceed with what we have, like we did yesterday. So today we'll just quickly look at the queue we left at and just say a few things around the queue, then jump into the RA framework. Then after which we may continue the RA framework. So having said that, I think somebody will also have to volunteer his system and do the practical while we do the talking. I may not be able to call names at now, but at least as time goes on, we'll begin to know other names. So again, I am Julius Atagana, and with me is Lady Testimony Adams. So together we'll be anchoring this class. Can anybody please just volunteer a system to share the screen so that we can go on with? Hello? Hello, I think somebody assisted us yesterday, Amarachi, and is Amarachi even in the class? Hello?
Amarachi has stepped out. I can't see her right now.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. I think that name is the name that is always ringing the bell in my head right now. So can you please just share this, share your screen so that we can go work with it? Okay, I think we didn't work with your orchestrator yesterday. Then somebody else came in whose orchestrator was working. I think we'll just start with that system with your working orchestrator instead of going back again to fix yours. Hello?
No, my orchestration is working.
It's working. Okay. So if yours is working,
what will happen? Let the person share his screen. So why I bring up my laptop. Please.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Ebenezer, I may not know, is it Babalola that shared the screen yesterday or?
It was Babalola.
Okay. Mr. Babalola, can you please share your screen again today so that we can continue?
Okay, is it here?
Okay, it's not here.
Babalola is not here right now.
Wow. Okay, can anybody else share the screen?
Dami, John.
Okay, should I share my screen?
Yes, you can.
You said your battery will soon run.
That's another issue.
That's
I don't know if they will still restore the light. I don't know.
Nigeria, you cannot trust it.
We must still be able to use it while Amarachi takes over.
Yes, the thing is this, that the instruction should be consistent, like so that we don't have to start all over again. Since it's not just
that's true.
So maybe we should wait for Amarachi then.
Okay, so while we're waiting for Amarachi, I can just raise up a document that we can be going through. And while I'll be talking around those documents, we'll just know it's a practical that is left. So like the other time we were talking about assets, that was yesterday, we talked about assets and we said assets are just like variables that store data. Usually assets store, we can take asset as a simple variable that actually store a simple data with a specific data type. It could either be text, Boolean, and number or credentials. So is a queue. A queue is like a variable that can hold complex data. So it can hold unlimited data in itself. It can hold a row of data, and why do we need this data in the orchestrator? We need this data so that we can give it to multiple robots to run on them. So when you have a queue in your orchestrator, you can set it such that like 5 to 6 robots can run. What they do is that they go to the queue, those items in the queue. So since you populate to the queue, they are called queue items. So the queue items could be 1 to 10, could be as much. So let's just assume we have a queue that is 1 to 10. Hello, can anybody hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
we
We are
can.
listening.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So we'll just assume we'll have a queue item that has 1 to 10 queue items in them. And we'll have like 7 robots to process them. Each of these robots may have their different speed. So when the 7 of them goes to the queue, each of them will pick one of the queue items, left with 3. And when they process our queue items, the processed queue items are usually called transactions. And so when they process the transactions, the transaction state could, the queue items they finished working with can become a processed item, a processed transaction. Then the one that got finished on time among the robots can go and pick the next available queue item that is new and start working on it. So with that, the orchestrator can help us manage many robots on a particular project to actually run. And that's where the ROA framework sits. So the ROA frameworks usually is designed to, though I'm just tipping in the ROA framework, I'm not training you on the ROA framework. It's actually designed for this purpose to handle complex transactions and processes. Also has the ability for retries and error handling. So having said that, we need to know more about the queue before we can then look at the ROA framework. So I said a queue can hold complex data. The queue are like, let's just assume you have lots of persons coming in the bank and they are performing their transactions. So the first in could be the first person they will attend to and all like that. So queue also have some other features around itself that will make the orchestrator know which one to treat first and which not to treat first. So when you push a new item into a queue, the new item has their states. And the state could be either new, or it ends with process. So we'll look at all the status we have in a queue item and we can set them. You necessarily don't need to publish your project to orchestrator before you use the queue. You can still be using the queue while your project is right in your studio. We know the difference between the studio project and the orchestrator project. So when it's running from the cloud, that is the one you are published. But when it's running from your machine or your studio, UiPath Studio, it is also known as your studio project. Okay. So introduction of the queue, let me see that. So here it's telling us that queue is a container with an unlimited number of items, which are the queue items that can store multiple data, multiple type of data, process queue items, and process queue item are called transactions. So I think we can see how we can add the queue. Actually, adding the queue is as simple as just as we are adding the asset. You know, when we wanted to add assets, we just looked for the assets on the ribbon, on the orchestration ribbon there, clicked on the assets and give the asset a name. So is also the queue. We can also just click on the queue, give the queue a name, and also pass the other functionality. Now, using the queue, we can use a queue that has a retry functionality. Retry means when the get transaction start processing and picks an item in the queue, if the item fails to actually run based on some other things, which necessarily is not an error, it could be it could not be a fatal error, but just maybe system error. The retry ability will take it back to the queue to reprocess it. So the number of retry you placed on the queue when adding them, or when adding the queue on your orchestrator, will determine how many times the retry ability will work. So we'll not be looking at that retry for now until you get to the ROA framework, so you can see the retry, how it functions. Hello, Miss Amarachi, when you are set, you can just let me know. So the activities around the queue are, okay, you're set. Okay.
No,
The
sir, I'm just
activity
trying
are,
to
okay, no problem. The activity around the queue is add the queue item. So the add the queue item can help us add a new queue item to the orchestrator. Meaning before you use the add a queue item activity in your studio, you would have created you would have added the queue in the orchestrator. Then we also have add transaction, a new item in the queue, and start a transaction. It has a new item in the queue and start a transaction. Okay, we could delete, sorry. We could delete the queue item. We could get the queue item. We'll also have the postpone other activity we can use to do, assuming we want to postpone the queue item for a later day. We can use the postponed queue item. All of these things we are seeing, they are just the activity we can see on our studio. Then when we use add queue item, we'll add one after the other into the queue. We'll look at that. Then we also have the add bulk queue item. The add bulk queue item acts like the add queue item, whereby this add one to the queue. This add the entire table or the entire data set. Permit me to use the word data set directly to the orchestrator. Instead of adding 1 to 10, 1, 1 here, this just pack all of them and add them to the set. So we have set transaction state to progress. So these are the states we can set transaction to. We can set it when you add a new item, the status becomes new. We could set that status to become progress. We could set the status to become successful or fail. So we have new, in progress, successful, or fail. So all of these stages, we could see all of them in the queue. So let me just scroll down. Like we said, add a new transaction item, add a new transaction in the queue and start a transaction. The status of the item is set to in progress. It returns the item as a queue variable. We could delete the queue item. This enables the user to delete the item with the new status from a specified orchestrator queue. Now, get queue item can help us get the item just as we use the get assets to get item from the queue. To retrieve a list of up to 100 transactions from an indicated orchestrator queue according to a multiple filter such as create date, priority, and all that. So we could use that to get them. Now, this also brings us to the priority around the queue. When you load like 10 items to the orchestrator queue, by the time you run a process that is going to be getting transaction from the queue, the process usually work with some principle or policies around the orchestrator queue. Among the 10 items you put in there, the system is going to ask you, is going to detect based on some priority, which are first, the deadline. Let me just put this add queues into this. I'm still waiting for you to show us. So on the property, this is add queue. I've not created a queue. If I had add a queue to my orchestrator at this point, I can come to my queue name and put the queue name in here. We could see queue name. So the name in my orchestrator is what I'm going to put here. Let me just put rubbish here for now. When Amarachi come in, we'll follow the process. So I just want to explain some other things around the here, which we are seeing on that slide. Now, okay, good. In your advanced class, you see screen like this, and they may ask you, what does this flag means? Usually when you see screen like this, always look, their mind is actually coming here to mark it good or leave it blank, and they want you to answer a question around that. So what this actually means that peradventure, if I put flag is true.
Hello, sir. I'm not seeing your
Hello.
screen, sir.
Okay, you're not seeing my screen. Oh, sorry. Let me stop
That's
and share
from
my.
you.
It's not general, sir.
All general. Okay, no problem. Sorry, I'll just have to share my screen.
It wasn't general. I was saying it.
Okay, it wasn't general. Okay. Can you still see it now?
No.
No, it's taken off.
Okay, so let me try and share my screen. Amarashi, we're still waiting for you, so that I'm just trying to cover up here. Is my screen visible right now?
Yes, sir.
It's visible.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, thank you. So I was saying this flag you see here, continue on an error. You know, when writing your code, there is tendency your code can throw errors. There are unlimited numbers of why your code should throw error. But assuming I want this to always pass, there are cases I want whether this appear or it doesn't appear, it should always pass. If I check this to be true and my system is running, when it gets here and this throw an error, it's not going to crash my project. Because I turn it to true, it says continue. So even if this is an error flag, my project will still run. A good example, that's okay, let me leave that. That's outside the class, but you should just tap into that for the purpose of the meeting. Then we'll have this deadline. Deadline is a key functionality that the orchestrator uses as one key to select which of the item should be picked first. So like I said, this add queue is going to add to the queue if I put the queue name. So the deadline and the priority are two things that work. Now, if I don't put deadline and I put priority, there are three levels of priority. The first level is high, low, and medium. If I add three items, let's assume the first one I click and add, and I put the priority to be high, to low. Okay, let me start with, before using priority. If I add three items to the queue and I left all of them on the same priority, which is normal, how will the orchestrator retrieve them? The first one that goes in is the first one orchestrator is going to treat. The second, that it will not be first in, first out, without using any of this priority. I don't know if I'm communicating.
I get it,
Okay.
sir. I get it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, with the new, hello, Mr. Julius.
Hello, sir.
Yes, with the upgrade we have in priority feature of that we have in queue, that in what's it called, in orchestrator. How do we harmonize that with this?
The upgrade.
Yes. Now that we have different levels, much more than three, we have high what's it called, high, normal, and low. But now we have
And very low.
but now we have
Yeah.
We have more than three priority levels. We have how many now? We have
Yeah, I think they are like 6 now.
I
But
can't know, I don't know the number.
when we get there, when we get to the orchestrator,
Okay,
we'll
all
look at
right.
all of them.
Okay,
So
thank you.
we'll be able to still harmonize them. They will all flow here. They will still follow the same procedures. Okay, while we're still waiting for that, I'm still talking about. So without setting any of the priority or the deadline is blank and all of them operate on the same priority. It will only be first in and first out. Let me open an Excel. Let's just say item, and let's say priority. And let's see deadline. And what else I think we'll need. Okay, let's just put their sequence. SN. Let me just do something like this. And let's say it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Let's just stop at something like this. 1, 2, and let's say priority. For now, by default, the priority is normal, right? So if I put normal here, I put normal across all of them like this. And I want to add this to the queue. This one will go in first, followed by this, followed by this, followed by this, and that. So because there is no deadline and all of them are operating like this, if my orchestrator wants to start processing each transaction, he will pick this one that went in first, process this one first. Lady Amarachi, we're still waiting.
I'm trying to share my screen.
Okay, no problem. So second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So this is how it's going to treat it normally if we push them as this went in first. But everything changed when a deadline or this priority. Okay, let's take another level, another stage. I'm not going to put the deadline. If we're only having priority and all of this item, let's assume this is high. And maybe this first one is low. And maybe this one is medium. And let's just say this one again is high. When all of these priority level change, remember I've not added deadline. The entire process, transaction process automatically change. It's not longer going to be using the first in, first out policy. Because the priority has changed, it's going to consider priority first, then before the first in or first out. So it means then that all of this item is going to change. It will first of all look at all the highest level and treat those one first. It then means that this one will appear first. This and this came in as high level, but there's a difference. The difference is that this entered first, but two of them are high level. So that then means the first one with the highest level is going to be treated as the first transaction. And the second one with the highest level is going to be treated as second transaction. Then before the medium, if you look at the priority says after high is medium. I mean normal, sorry, not medium. So normal will come in. Now the normal here is showing the normal here, the first in the normal is this one. The second is this. So this one will become the third. And this becomes the fourth transaction. And this becomes the fifth transaction. And the lowest become the sixth transaction. So like Mr. Ebenezer raised the question that with the new update or upgrade in the orchestrator, all of these things has to change. Yes, they are actually going to change, but the same policy follows. Like there, we may be having something like very low. We may have low, then we may have maybe medium or normal. Let me just say medium until we get there. Then we may also have maybe high and very high. Very, very high. So if we have something like this, which we'll see in the new orchestrator, I'm not really updated on that, but if this is it, this flow already seems something like this. With that flow, you'll know that, yes, the very low will be the one treated last, followed by this, followed by medium, and followed by high, and followed by very high. So if it's going to be treated, the very high will be treated first. Then if there's any high, this will be treated next. Then if there's a medium, this will be treated, followed by the first in, first out processes. I don't know whether I'm communicating there.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All right.
You're getting you, sir.
Okay, so this will solve any updates that comes in. But there's still going to be a new twist when the deadline is added. So if there's a deadline, let's assume in the deadline, this one is supposed to be treated on the 1st of July. Sorry. This is going to be treated on 01 slash 01 slash. Sorry, we are in Nigeria where there's no light. So I'm managing my keyboard, trying to see my keys. Okay, 0107. That's it's 2022. Okay, good. If this one was to be treated on the 1st of July, then after which we want something like this to be treated on the 7th of July. (2022). And after which, maybe we want, let me just drag all of them across so that I can edit the date. Okay, let me just quickly do a quick edit on the date. Or this date is okay. Let's just leave the date the way it is now. So with this twist, there comes another change in it. Let me change this one to like second. Remember I told you it's first, you are looking at this high level and the first in, first out process if there's no deadline. So with this, at least we can easily solve which one will come in first, which one will not, assuming there's no deadline. But when there is not a deadline, there's a new twist to this now. The new twist is first, you consider the same high level or low level first. So you consider all the first high level, then look at the earliest date to the one with the high level. So this will no longer be correct again. Let me put the new one, the new record here, so that you see the difference between when there was no deadline and now that there's a deadline. So first thing we'll treat, we'll look at all the priority, which ones are high. This is high, this is high. Though this is first in, but if we come to the priority level, I mean the deadline now, the deadline say even when two of them are high, treat this first by the date. I don't know whether we'll get it. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
do, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So even when we have selected all the high ones out, we'll then consider the date, the earliest date. It then means that I'm going to treat this first if I'm the orchestrator. Sorry, but I'm not the orchestrator. Okay, then we're going to treat, these are the two high first. So I'm considering all the high first. So I'm going to take this as the second one, the second element that will be treated, or the second item that will be treated. So left with me now, I think the class will now assist me to get which one will be treated next from what we have.
Even like, sorry, can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. There's a date of 30th, which is low. And,
Yes.
following the date sequence, 30 comes before second. So,
Very correct.
is 30th not supposed to be executed first before, like,
Very,
going by the
yes, you are very correct. But first, while you are looking at the 30th, can you look the priority level?
Yes, I see the priority level.
So priority level is saying low. So it means that that should not be treated first when there are high priorities.
Okay, then how does it go back to that date of low? I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Like, okay, don't pass that date where we have
Let
low.
me first of all hide this one. I started by showing something that when there's no priority, the first thing you consider, I mean, when there's no deadline, first thing is consider is the priority level as well as the first in, first out. Or first, I started with first in, first out when all of them are at the same priority level. Did you grab that when I started that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. Now, when there's now priority level, I said there's a new twist. The new twist is the priority will not be what will be considered first, then before first in and first out. So we had two situations where these two, this priority level, the high ones are the one we'll consider first. Can you get that? So the first two we'll get is the 4 and the 6. They are the one that fell into the high level first. So among 4 and 6, which one will I treat first if I'm the orchestrator?
Of course, the 4th.
Okay, the 4th, that's good. So after I treat the 4th, before I'll treat the 6th, which is okay. Then the next level ranking in the priority level is the normal. So if I'm the orchestrator, I'll still look at the normals. I have 3 normals. Among these 3 normals, which one will I treat first?
2. Second.
2, that's correct. Then followed by 3 also. Then followed by 5, that's correct. Before we will consider the low. So the low becomes the 6th one. Is that one clear first?
Yes, sir.
So with this new twist, this one is okay. Then let me unhide the deadline. This deadline is what is giving us confusion now. Lady Amarachi would have been doing practical around this, but okay. Now, don't let this deadline confuse you. First, consider the priority level before considering the deadline. Now, if we want to consider now, we'll look at this priority level. Which ones are the high one? 4 and 6. But there is a deadline. So I move to the deadline and I will say which one in the deadline is the earliest. I'm looking at the high level first, that's the high priority first, before considering the deadline. I don't know whether you get that.
Yes, sir.
So if I look at the deadline between the two of them now, though 4 came first, but his date deadline is higher than the 6 deadline date. So because of the 6th deadline date is earliest and it belongs to the class of the high, we'll take the 6th first before I'll consider the next high one, which has a higher date as second. Now, having said this, I said which one will now be my third transaction to be posted. I think I still need to do another twist. Hold on, please. Before you give me an answer, I need to do one more twist. Sorry. Let me put this as first. Okay, good. So can you give me which one will be treated next?
That will be 5th.
That will be 5th. Did anybody support that?
Oh, no, that would be 2. 2.
That would be 2.
That would be 2. Second followed by 2.
Second
followed by 5th. Second followed by 5th.
So how many persons support second and how many persons support 5th?
I second the second one.
Okay, support that's the second one. So it means everybody is going to second and
Second, then 5th.
okay, second then 5th. Okay, good. So with this, I think everybody already has grabbed this. Second then 5th. So I think this is correct. Now we have selected the high one out first, then we'll go to the normal. While selecting the normal, we're looking at the deadline dates. So among the 3 normals that we have, the one that has the earliest deadline, we found out that 2 has earliest deadline than the third one, which is higher. So I must treat these 2 first. But while treating the 2 of them, I'll look at which one came in first and which one came in last among these 2, because these 2 are my next match. So because this one came in first, I'll then treat this as third, and this came in later, I'll then treat this as fourth. So I haven't left that. I'm now left with the third normal, which has a higher date among them. So this becomes my 5th transaction to be treated, then followed by the low, even with deadline. Okay, good. So this becomes 6th. Then follow again, there's a new twist again.
Sorry,
The
can
new
I?
twist. Okay,
Sorry, I still want. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Now, I understand what you just explained now, but then I want to be sure that this deadline works with probably the system dates.
No,
like
you are the one that will
whatever.
set you are the one that will set the deadline. I'll show you when we get to the UI property.
Okay.
Okay. Is that the only question you wanted to raise here?
Yes, I thought it actually worked the regular dates. So I'm trying to look at how
hello, sir.
keep that date.
Yes. Hello, I can hear you.
Yes, sir. I want to ask a question, please.
Okay.
My question is, I think these are data or variable in the queues, right?
Yes.
So are they consumable? Like if the robots will now, when they use them, it now gets deleted from the queue or something? Is it something like that?
Yeah, they are not deletable. Like when I was showing you this slide, I told you that their states can change. Now, when you add a new queue,
Hello.
Hello, okay, go on.
Can you see my screen?
No, not yet. I just hold on. Hold on. You'll share your screen again. I wanted to answer this question.
Okay.
Okay, I'm with you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Marashi. I can see your screen, but let me just share this again and get back. Sorry. A minute, please. Okay. I guess you can see my screen now. I told you that when we add a queue using this add queue, the state of that queue will be new item, will be new. We could also change the state to different, we could change it to postpone, we could change it to progress, we could change the status to either success or fail. We could delete the item. Now, we said when a queue is being processed, is being worked on, that process state is called transaction. That's why you are seeing they said postpone transaction, set transaction status. So when you are actually working with that data, it is called process transaction. So we could get it and start working with it. So that's what I wanted to bring in. Now, you said if it's consumable. Yes, it's consumable. We'll only push this item to the orchestrator so that we can use them in our studio. Then I went on to say, you don't necessarily need to publish your application or your project to utilize them. The queue actually store this data. We'll just push some data and you can keep track of multiple data. It can be invoice in a row. It can be whatever you want to keep there and then use it as transaction. So that gives us that. Then back to before Amarashi shares a screen, I'll just bring a new one. Now, I haven't said this with deadline. Then there is a new twist when some of them has deadline and some don't have deadline. Hello? Hello?
We can hear
We can
you.
hear you.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay, good. Now, this new diagram is a replicate of what we have. There's also a priority that will be assigned to item. So all items that has deadline and priorities are the ones that will be treated first before items that don't have deadlines. Get to understand that all items must have priority. The default priority there is normal. Like we saw in our UiPath studio when I placed add item. You could see that it's normal. There's no blank in here. You must select one. But if we get to the deadline part, you will see that deadline is blank. Like this man was asking me, he uses system time. No, you can add the deadline here. So we'll just see what we'll do with that. Now, I have this. If we have all of these items, how will the orchestrator sees it? The orchestrator sees all the ones that has deadline first as a level of priority to be treated first before the ones that don't have deadline. Despite, if we look at these items, they are all showing they are different distance and we'll have high here. If you look at this high don't have deadline. So this will not be among the ones that will be treated first. If you look at the normal don't have deadline. So it will not be among that will be treated first. So the orchestrator will first of all consider these that have deadlines first to be treated and still follow the same procedure we used to know first before we'll now face the ones that don't have deadline. Having said that, can I ask which one will be treated first in this new data set?
Number 6.
Yes. Number 6. Number 6 will be treated first. Okay, yeah. Good. That's one. So which one will be treated next?
That's number 2.
Number 2. Tuesday.
Number 2 will be treated next. Good.
Yeah.
Then which one will be treated next?
Number
3.
Number 3. Number 3.
Number 3.
Just hold on. Give me a minute, please. Hello. Hello. Which? Okay. Oh, sorry. Thank you. This. Okay, thank you. I didn't know I was off. Okay, thank you. All right, sorry for the short break. It's just that in our other class, I was thrown off. So my right-hand part has to add me to the meeting so that I won't be seen as I was absent from that. Okay, yes, we were somewhere. We said number 3 should be treated next. Is that true?
Yes.
So which will be treated next?
Number 1.
Number 4.
Do we support that?
Number 1.
First.
I don't think so.
Number 2. Because the priority.
Number 4 is supposed to be treated second.
Number 1.
I love the answer.
Number 1 because it's Thursday.
Wait, you was confused about the answer now.
Number 1. You first do the one that has the deadline first before you now do the one.
Number 1. So
the priority
first.
first.
The priority is set on low, so we can't.
The priority first. So we can't choose it. The priority is low.
Okay.
Mr. Julius, I think after number 6,
Number 1 is
which is the first one, then we'll treat number 4 Thursday. They are both having high priority.
Thursday. Okay.
Yes, which is number 4.
It's number 1.
That'll be the second one.
That is number 1. It's number 1.
Okay, let me go with this to help people out. So far, what people have selected is correct. I just need the next level to be selected.
The next level selected is number 1. Number 1.
Okay. Is it number 1?
It's number 1.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Number 1 because of the deadline.
Of course.
Correct. I love these answers. In short, people confused me before, and now you have put me together to understand what the answer is. So, like we said, I purposely have to do this because this usually comes out from your exam. I believe this is going to be a bonus for you. Most often, they'll get you confused by not putting not putting deadline, but yet the priority will be high. You may be deceived or be tempted to go and take that. Just first of all, consider those that has priority and the deadline before considering the ones that don't have deadline but have priorities. Then every other process I taught you from here to this place, T-bound, if all of them have deadline, I started by when they all come in with one priority level, you know what to do. When the priority level changes, you know what to do. And when there's a deadline for all of them, you know what to do. So come in here. So now we're right up to this level. No, I think number 1 is supposed to be 4. I went to put 1. Okay. All right. We are treating this first, we are treating this second, and we're treating this third, and we're treating this fourth. So which is going to be the 5th and the 6th to be treated?
Number 4, 5th. Number 5,
4 and 5. Or 4 then 5.
4 then 5.
Then 5 to 6.
Is it like this?
5.
Number 4 and 5.
yes.
4 will be 5.
4 will be
5.
4 will be 5.
Yes.
5 will be 6.
6. Exactly.
Yes.
So is it correct like this, or I need to change the number?
It's correct, sir. Correct, sir.
That's correct.
Very correct. So at least I have given you a pass mark for that. So this helps us to know how we'll set our priorities. So I haven't said this.
So the priority first. Priority first,
so
followed by deadline.
So at least we started with a stage, next stage, and this stage. I haven't gotten all of the stages to get it. We started by deceiving ourselves by removing some and still know the reason why we should select it. Okay, that helps us to say over to my slide. And Lady Amarachi, you can help us out with your system.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Okay, good. Here we have our activity, our orchestrator, and we also have the home, the automation, the monitor, the queue, asset, and other things we'll do. So I guess we will just click on the queue that we have up there. There's a queue. And your screen is frozen. I don't know whether it's my network. The queue is up here. Yeah, there's a queue up. Okay, you can click that. Is it your network that is responding slowly, or is my screen that is lagging? All right. Just as we added the asset, we also have the queue to add here by clicking the add queue plus there. To the far right, so we have the queue name. So we can put a queue name there. Any name. Okay. We can describe the queue. Your queue name is long. When we'll need it, we'll type long name. But copy is okay. Just copy the name. Copy it because we might need it in your studio. Okay. Now we'll have you enforce unique references. Now, if your queue has references, you could enforce unique references that no two queue have the same reference number, but it's not necessary right now. We'll have the store encrypted format. So we are not actually encrypting our data. Then below it, you see the retry. So below it, you see the retry. So the retry, the maximum retry here is 1 here. So if we want the retry to always retry, we can put the retry number to whatever number of time we want to retry. So it means that if the transaction is, if we are trying to process the transaction and it fails, the next thing we do is the process will go back again and pick that same transaction and try to work with it. Keep on rotating to the number of retry you have here. Now, if a retry is set here, on the ROA framework that we may meet, there's something we call configuration, and there's a retry there. If a retry is set here, is to override whatever number that is in the configuration file. But if no retry is set here, then the default will be from the configuration file. I just want to quickly chip that in the ROA framework when we get it. So that's what we have, and then we don't have much to do around this. All we just do is to click on add. Add is now. So creating a queue is that simple. Just give the queue name, and here we have the queue. Now, if you look at the queue, it tells you what you have in the queue, how many has been processed, their current status, the property, and there are 3 dots in front of it. When you click on the 3 dots, you should be able to see what you can do with that queue. Let's click on the 3 dots. The ellipses are the far right. So you could trigger your queue and all that, monitor, view charts, upload item, and all that. So we could also upload queue if we already have something outside and upload it directly to the queue. But here we're going to be using the studio. We could also remove the queue when we don't need that queue anymore. So let's go to your studio first. So this then brings us to the first part, adding a queue. And adding a queue can help us in two forms. So first thing first, I want us to add two workflows. Just click on new, add a workflow, and call that workflow dispatcher. Add new sequence. New up under home. So you can call it dispatcher. Okay, good. Then we can also create another one and call that a performance. Go back again and click create new and click on new sequence performance. So I'm just creating two because I wanted us to have a separate entity, one that adds to the queue and one that actually read from the queue. So that's what these two functions do. The dispatcher will add to the queue and the performance will read from the queue. So let's first of all start with the dispatcher. Click on the dispatcher and drag in add queue to it. Okay, now we have the add queue and it's throwing us error. It means that we have not done the configuration of what we need around this add queue. So the first thing we'll do is on the property, we'll go to the queue name and paste our queue name in there. Down. No, that's the display name. The queue name is under priority. No, you are changing the display name. Okay, yes. Go down. Priority, you see queue name, yeah. So paste in the queue name. Your queue name, click on it. You have not added your queue name. Click on the add item. Yes, on the queue name, you see it should be inside a quote. Okay, it has disappeared. Now, what kind of queue do we want to add? For now, let's just do it simple. So we can say add queue item. If it's a single item we want to add and not a collection that we have, we will just click on the queue item collection on the property. No, property on the property to the right. You see deadline here, collection. So let's just put this is going to be a dictionary, the queue name and all that. Click click close. Go to the next one. Let's use the item information. You are using item information. Item collection. Go to the item information. Hello. Item information.
Okay, I just wanted to, put on my mic. Okay, so is this what you're talking about? This
No,
item
not this
condition.
one. Close item information.
Okay,
Yeah, on
information.
item
Okay, sorry.
information collection.
This one. this one, right?
Yes. Okay,
This.
good. Okay, yes. So on this one, we can put an argument, just Control K the argument, give it a name, and put a default value. Let's assume we want to say, let's assume we want to add student names. Just a student ID, Control K to add. Is it Control K or Control J to add arguments?
It's Control K, but I don't know what is happening.
No, Control K is for variable.
Variable.
Okay.
Control Shift M.
Control Shift
Control
M.
Shift M.
Should be Control M now.
Control M.
Control Shift M.
If you just
Okay, just go to your argument and create them first. Let's just go to your argument and create them.
If you just right click, you bring them out.
From the queue, right?
Sorry. Okay, you open the collection. No, okay, click on argument down under close to variable. Let's just create argument down.
It added another one now. If I click another one, it will add 3.
No, the one you click, the first one, don't worry, we'll rename them. The first one, just put.
Okay.
You are doing the third one. Yeah, okay, don't worry. Let's go. Scroll up.
This is the first one. This is the first
go to
one.
the first one, rename it. Click on it. Rename it. Let's just call it student ID. Student first name. Student ID.
ST_ID.
So which other one? The second one is what?
Student, just put first name and last name. Let's just do that.
Okay. Okay.
Last name.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello, last name. Okay, good.
I've done that.
All right. Okay. We could put the what's it called? We could put their values in here, and let's put the first ID as 1. Student ID 1 on value. Put first name, last name. Let's just take this argument and go and put it there. 1 inside everything. Since your arguments are all strings, so everything should be on quotes. Your 1 is not inside the quotes.
Is it very good, sir? Can you see it?
I'm still seeing red.
No,
okay,
it's inside
the red
the
has
code.
disappeared. Okay, sorry, my screen is lagging.
No problem, sir. Okay, right?
All right. Okay, good. Let's assume these are the value of the values. Okay, click OK. Click OK.
I've done that.
Okay. Okay, it's still showing that the argument screen dialog is still on my screen. I'll just have to wait until it disappears.
Oh, okay.
Okay, good. Then we'll go to that item collection again and pass them in. Item collection, item information on the property, on the yes. No, the other
information.
One. Yes, good. All right.
Is
so
information
all
or
the
collection?
arguments
Which
are
one?
here now. Information.
Okay.
Information.
Okay.
Okay, so the argument we just created are here, right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, good. So we can OK it. Click on OK. OK.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah. Yes. We can run our project. Just run your project. What this does automatically goes to add to that queue as long as you have entered the queue name. But remember that our priority is normal here. We did not do anything on priority and deadline. We only just put the queue name and the item we want to publish to the orchestrator queue. And when we do that, refresh your page, refresh the queue.
Yeah, I've done that. It's coming up.
Okay, my screen is still freezing.
No problem. Sure.
All right. Oh, Mr. Beniza, I think they have few minutes break. I think I will join them on that few minutes break when the time is so that I can put on the gen since my laptop is going low. Okay, so we're still waiting to see our data in the orchestrator.
Yes,
did you log out?
it's refreshing. Just no. You said I should refresh the page, Nabi.
Okay, it was only the queue you would have refreshed.
Oh,
the queue.
sorry, sir.
There is a refresh button on the queue.
Okay, sorry, sir.
No props. I was surprised when I saw the page loading again. I was now wondering.
Oh, okay, sir. Sorry, sir.
No props. You're welcome. Okay. Now, if we click on the queue, we're already seeing. Sorry,
I didn't see any process here.
I'm not seeing your data. Did you run our studio?
Yes, sir. I did.
Okay.
Look at it now. Here executed started. This one ended.
Okay, can you put a message box? Let's see the run. Wait, I think I can see it in your adbox. So it's say execution ended in 50 seconds.
Yes.
50 seconds.
56.
So it started and ended.
Yeah.
So it should be there. Then let me see which
it's not here.
No. I want to see your studio. I want to see which orchestrator is pushing the queue to.
Is the IT.
Below it is the IT.
Yeah.
So your orchestrator is taking time to get that data.
Or can we add something like message box?
Add what? A message box.
Why don't you try refreshing the queue again?
Should I refresh again?
See refresh here.
Again?
Yes.
Okay.
Click on the refresh.
Okay. I've done that, but it's not coming up. Or let's put that message.
You want to put a message box to see whether it actually run.
Or should I leave it?
Okay, put the message box.
It's okay.
and just put completed on the message box. Okay, successful is okay. No, anyone is okay.
Should I run it again, right?
Yes, run it. Hello, test.
Hello, sir.
When you ran it, the message box came out. Hello?
No. I've not seen it. I've not seen it. But okay,
You have not
still
seen your
running.
message
Still
box?
running. Yeah, it's still running.
Okay.
It's taking time. It just started, so it's still running.
Okay, we'll just wait for your message box to prompt so that we know that the process is completed.
Yeah. Can you see the message box?
Yes, thank you. Okay, so we'll go to the orchestrator now.
Wow. It's not showing here. Yes.
Why don't you click the three buttons to view transaction? Probably it might be there. Let's view transaction.
Okay, yes, click the three button. Let's see.
Now done that.
View transaction.
Yeah. New normal.
Okay, they are here.
They are here.
The two of them are here already. So you can click the three button in the first new up. The three button in the first new.
Okay.
Three button.
I've done that, sir.
Okay, you say view detail.
Student ID. One.
Okay, all right.
Name,
You can
Joyce.
see that
Yeah.
these are the
Yes, sir.
things you actually pushed from the orchestrator down to push from your studio down to the orchestrator. So they can be saved in this format. And when we actually need them, we can also get them based on their numbers. So when you say get this, he gets it. But let's also look at something. Close this, click on close. You could also see the status. The status are showing new.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So for the two you pushed, when they come here and transaction is not done on them, they'll be showing new on this. So let's also do one more thing. I think we'll just create a set table that will just populate like 3 data in and read, then push them here and get those data and do something with them.
Okay.
Just create an insert table that carries maybe first name, last name. Then we may also put power, put anything around there.
Hello, sir. Hello,
Hello.
Sir. So
yeah, we can hear you.
I saw that the priority is normal by default. So, but can we edit it to low,
yes, you can.
high, and all of that?
Yes, okay. You can.
Okay.
This now brings us to a question. You see, when I use add queue, when I use the add queue, or when we use the add queue, we're only adding one at a time. Peradventure, I want to add 10 items to the queue. How will I do that?
I believe there should be an activity for that.
Bulk add queue. I mean bulk
add queue. Bulk add queue. Add bulk.
Okay, bulk. Yes. So bulk add queue items. So we have that to add all your, once they come as one data set, you can add them directly there. But usually we don't use that one because there might be on that data set, there might be some criteria that will make you want to add it to a queue, or don't want to add it to a queue. You might say when everybody has finished processing, like these your exams you are processing now, you might have a data table that contains everybody's name, and you say when you have finished submitting and you have passed the orientation with Mrs. Joy, maybe you have to feed. Only when those persons have done that, then process this. You can have that Excel sheet and you want it to happen here. So what we will do is, no, I didn't mean you should bring the Excel scope. I mean create an Excel spreadsheet in your system.
Oh.
Just, yes. So like what, sorry, okay, I can go on. Like what I mean is that when you get those kind of data, you may want to loop around the data table based on some condition before you add to your queue. And that is what we want to do. And that is why we want to get these Excel sheets, we'll add to the queue and get this transaction back.
Sorry, it's coming up. I don't know. It's protection.
So we have seen how to add to the queue. Let's also see where we'll get queue item and see what we'll do with that queue item. Okay, we're even using the same, sorry. We're using the same machine. I thought I was using multiple machines that we could do all of those things. I wanted to say while she's doing the spreadsheet, we could also be getting the queue.
Okay. Sorry, my laptop is somehow slow.
Okay.
Open Excel now. What's it? Oh. This one, I don't they behave like UiPath today. Open this.
I don't understand.
Come on and say. I need to say this to you. I want to open ordinary Excel. Hey. Oh.
Praise God.
Get out of here. Me and this my system, man.
Amarahi, hope it's not the system used for your exam.
Hello, Mr. Julius.
No. I can't even take that risk.
Yeah. I'm trying to
can't.
do the same thing you're trying to do there. That is for the add queue items. I created the variables, but the variables didn't come up on my queue item. That is on my queue, on my item information. It didn't populate it.
Okay, you have added it.
Yeah, I've added it. I've
Okay,
gone to the variable
triple
and
dot by the side. Did you see view item?
View item. No, not there. I'm talking about for my UiPath Studio. I'm trying to add.
Okay,
I'm
can
trying
you
to
share your screen, please, so that you
okay.
can explain better.
Okay.
While Amarachi is working on the Excel for us.
Okay, can you see my screen now?
Okay.
Okay, so I've added it here.
So what is the issue?
I just said repopulated it again. I thought that as I added it on the argument, I thought it automatically come to show in the item information. Did you get me, sir?
Wait, I don't get. No, I don't get you.
Okay, I said I've created it on the what's the name? I created the variables on the argument. The argument, I mean, I created the argument on the argument panel, but I thought it would automatically come and show here. You don't understand me, sir?
Okay, but when you were creating it, you came here to create it here first, and you also created down as argument.
Yes.
And so because you created here first, that's why you have that. So you can use the minus to delete all of those things you have here.
This one here. This one, right?
No, there was minus in the screen you opened. No, the one you opened.
Oh, okay.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
Okay, you are ready for us?
Yeah, what do you say?
Just create on the spreadsheet. Just create like three ID, three staff ID, name, and all that.
Okay, this
I mean,
minus.
staff ID, first name, last name.
Okay.
Okay, I've done that. Hello, Mr. Julius.
Hello, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I've done that. I've deleted the item, so it's empty now.
Okay. So by the time you click the cell now, you should be able to add them the way you want it and their value.
The cell here. Here, right?
You are using. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Click. You have item information collection. Can you click that?
Okay, here.
Okay, you don't have anything there. Close it. But what really matters is for you to be able to assign these values that you have here in that. So you can as well do it there and do it here. So whichever is provided the queue item has a value to push to the orchestrator that matters to us.
Okay.
So whether it comes automatically on your studio or it doesn't, you should be able to populate the data in here.
Okay. Okay, I know what to do. Okay, thank you.
You have created it here before coming to the argument. Actually, the studio is supposed to pick it directly. But if it doesn't, you just have to fill it in.
Okay.
It might also be the version of your studio you are using. Like it's still this technology is still trying to get all the human intelligence into it so that it can better increase users' experience.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, so thank you. We can switch back to. Okay, thank you. We can switch back to Ms. Amarachi. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm trying to save the.
Okay, the Excel.
Yes, sir.
All right. While we are there, I think you'll spare me like 5 minutes to put on the jet. Lady T, can you please just stay for me while I put on the gen and be back? Hello, Lady T. Sorry, let me call her from the other line.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello. Yes,
yeah,
Lady
can
T.
hear you, ma.
Please, can you sit up for me? They are trying to add to the queue right now. So we want to use the bulk queue. So she's creating an Excel. After creating the Excel, what we will do is to drag in the read activity from the Excel, then bring in the for each data row so that we can loop through those data from that Excel and populate it to the queue. So let me just quickly try and bring up the gen so that I'll come back. I don't know whether you can guide them on that while she's working on that.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much. So just give me a minute while share your screen, please. So the testimony will be guiding you through while I put on the gen.
Okay, sir.
All right.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. I've already.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I
I've
can't
already
see your
added
screen
the.
yet.
Oh, are you serious? Can any other person see my screen?
You've not shared your screen. Yeah.
You are here to share your screen, no, Amarachi.
Oh. No, that's true. Okay, can you see my screen now?
No.
Hello?
Okay.
Not yet. I think it's coming up.
Can you see it now?
Yes, you can see it.
Okay, sir. This is the Excel sheet. I've already saved it. So added this read range. So what else should I do now?
Okay, you've added some rows. Okay. Then you've used read the Excel. Close the Excel file first, then read the Excel file using the read range activity.
You said I should do what? Sorry.
I said you should read using that read range. Select the Excel file you just created.
I thought you said I should close it down.
Yes. In Studio, not in the Excel file. In Studio, you see the plus sign beside where you can click and click the plus.
I don't know why it's not.
So yes, no. It's you have to use Excel scope. So use the workbook read range. Use the workbook read range so it will be faster.
Okay. Let me even use this.
You just set for read range. You would see it too for workbook and
yeah.
Just search for it.
Under workbook. That's what I'm trying to see.
The one on the workbook. I don't think that's it.
No, this is the previous one I used.
Yes. Okay. Keep on moving down. Keep on moving for workbook. Check down for the workbook read range.
This is the workbook. Sure you get. So
okay.
This is
Read. I can't. I don't know if my screen is.
Are you seeing?
Yeah, that's
This
the
network.
read range now.
That is there.
That's
Hello.
read range for workbook.
That is it's there.
Yes.
You have to
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to browse through
Yeah,
the.
select the file.
Yeah, I'm trying to browse through. It's in documents. This is my system, man. Oh, God help me. So it's okay, straight down.
Okay, then now Control K and select the create a variable to store the data table. Inside read range outputs. Okay. Then also select the sheet name.
I want to see. Okay, if I you say I should do what? Sorry.
Type in the sheet name in the read range activity. Okay. Can you also close the outputs panel too, so the screen will be wider?
I've not even tried that. So where do I do that? From here, right? From here.
Yeah, the pin at the right side. Yes.
From here.
Yes. Okay. No, the pin.
Yeah, I've done that.
Pin that looks like it. Okay.
Hello, Amarachi.
So
now, the sheet you wrote, is it? Did you confirm that? The sheet name.
Oh wait, I think you misspelled sheet actually. SHEET.
E-sheet. Okay, let me just confirm that. Sure. Oh, this laptop done.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Lady T.
Yes,
I
you're
think I'm
welcome,
back. Thank you.
Amarachi, you have plenty robots in your laptop.
Hello.
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 Hello. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
somebody called my name. I don't know.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Somebody called my name. Somebody.
No, it's okay. I was just joking. I said it's like you have too much robots.
Yeah, something of that nature, sir. It's sheet 1.
Okay.
Oh, see what I spelled here. But don't they look for the error since? Okay, so what
Okay, good.
next?
Okay. Yes, I think we'll change this here for each row to for each data row.
Okay.
For each data row. We'll remove this one, change it to for each data row.
This, right?
Correct. So we can put in the same parameter you put in just now.
Yeah, I've done that.
Okay. Then for each data row, we are dragging in the queue. Bring down your add queue item that was off. Bring it down.
Okay.
This is your for data table. Are you sure that item is a data table? Okay, it has disappeared, so it's correct.
Which
Drag
one?
it inside. No, I was still seeing red warning line. That shows that some parameters are not okay.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I've already.
Then when you click add,
inside the body.
Yes, I saw that it has disappeared.
Okay then. Yeah.
Okay.
What next?
Good. So on this case, though I didn't see that your Excel. Somebody was once asking if this priority can be changed to whichever high, medium, and low. Yes, you can do that here. So this is the Excel. So we can copy the staff ID, the name, just as the headers are. That's what we want to pass in as parameters, as arguments in the parameters now. So we'll go back to the, just copy this, copy the staff ID.
Okay.
Copy it. Okay.
I've done that one.
We'll go to the studio.
Yeah.
Okay. On the property panel, where we have the collection.
Okay.
Item information, that collection. You click on it.
Yeah. Okay.
On the argument.
This, right?
Yes, on the argument, instead of putting the value now, we'll put row. What do you have? I think current row. Erase that one.
This one,
the one. Erase the one.
Okay.
Sorry, it has not changed from my end.
Are you serious? Can any other person see it?
I'm still seeing value as 1. Okay, it has changed now.
Hello?
So type. No, remove the
quote.
quote.
See my screen.
Remove the quote. I'm seeing it now.
Hello?
But there's only empty quote I'm seeing there. Remove the empty quote. No. Remove everything.
I thought you said I should press staff ID.
Yes, so we're coming back to using the staff ID. But erase everything there. Okay. Just type row. Arrow, current rows. Drag this your dialog down a little. Can you drag it down a little?
Yeah, I just want to do that. Is it okay now?
I'm still seeing it covering the for each activity.
Can you see it now?
It's still
Hello?
it's okay. Yes. You see the current row, the way it's typed. Can you type it there? Current row.
Okay.
Type it on the value.
Yeah. I've done
Okay,
that,
open
sir.
a bracket. Open a bracket.
Okay.
Then
I've
open
done
a
that.
quote.
I've done that.
Then paste that staff ID in there.
I've done that.
Sorry, it's not visible on my end. I'm just waiting to see what you did. Okay, good. Then in front of it, type to string. Put dot to string. That's after the close bracket.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Hello?
Hello. Can you see it, sir?
Hello?
Yeah, I've done that, sir. Can you see it? Hello.
Okay, good. So this same thing we did, just copy that line, paste it in the second and the third line.
Hello, can you please shift the dialog box? It's covering. I can't see it clearly from here. Can you shift it
It's
up?
covering what, sir?
There's this menu are covering it.
Can you
Menu. Try to raise it up.
can you see it now? I've done that.
No, it's still there. I can't see it. Raise it
I've
up.
done
The okay,
I've done
yeah.
that.
All right.
I've done it
Yeah,
from my end.
thank you.
Hello, sir, I'm done. Hello?
Change the staff ID now.
You said?
Change the staff ID to the other
Okay.
the other
Hello.
name.
No, I just want to
So
hear
copy
from
the
him.
other column. Yes, copy the other columns to replace this staff ID for 2 and 3. You replace the first name with the first name, last name with the last name. Yes.
Hello, sir.
All right. So we can click OK. So what we'll do, because you have already added to the orchestrator, if you run this project again, it will go and add to those two you have already added there. So we could leave it like that for test case, but in an ideal case, you would have gone to remove those two, then add this fresh one. So we can run this.
So should I remove these ones?
Okay, we can go and remove that one better.
Okay, sir.
All right. So the status has changed to deleted. So we can go back and run the other two, the other studio, and see how the items are added from our Excel sheet.
This one?
Yes, from your studio. No, not this one, the dispatcher.
Okay. So should I run it now,
Okay. Yes, run that. would have placed message box. You know, your system is a bit slow, so that the message box will alert us when the process is complete.
Oh yeah, it's true. But let's just exercise.
So don't you need to close the Excel file?
Yes, you need to. If you don't, it will throw error. So before your project starts running, you can quickly close it.
That's what I want to know.
All right, thank you.
It's still running. Just
It's nice started. It's like this, your system is really fast.
I know somebody will soon buy new laptop for me.
Wow, that's great. I was thinking if your
Yes.
system is like Pentium 10.
Hey.
Don't mind me. It's just your system is fast. I remember when I started, my system was like your own. It's like we bought them in the same market.
Well, it's like is that this person that sold to me?
Yes, for real. We were not thinking. Where it's like my own and Mr. Benizer's own was the same too. So it was part of it. Maybe as time goes on, we'll have to change where we buy our system. All right. So we could see the items. The 3 items have been added, and we could view them and see the data. So the way they are added, you could see the last 2 we deleted are those ones below. The next one that came will be the one below, followed by the one on top, followed by the first one up. So that's how they entered.
Okay. So what about the priority? How do we? Oh.
The priority is normal by default there. If we want it to be changed,
okay.
If we want it to be changed, we'll also do that with our, what's it called?
Add queue item.
We'll do that with
it was under add queue item.
Yes, on the studio. Yes, on the studio there. Not here.
No, I'm trying
on
to
the
view
studio.
the 3 details. Okay.
Okay, thank you. So let's confirm what we actually added. I think there are 3 items with different names.
Yes, that is correct. That was what I. So this is the first one.
We can't see it
yet. So let's
You say you can't see it?
Yes.
Hello. Can
it
you
just
see it
came up now. Yes.
Okay. Oh, sorry, sir. Don't mind my laptop. I don't know. Laptop and network is just messing me up. Okay, so this one is 3. The ID is 3, and this guy, the ID is 2. That is bio, and the last guy. The ID is
okay. So we have added, so we can retrieve back our data.
Hello, sir.
Hello, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
So we can then retrieve back our data. Now, why did we call this the dispatcher? We called it dispatcher because we can only run it once to add the item to queue. There's no need to build our transaction process around the same sequence. Because if we do, and every time we want to run the transaction, it will also first of all add the data to the queue to go and add to what is there. If we run this now, you'll see that instead of having 3 items on the queue, we'll be having 6 unprocessed items on the queue. So that is why we like separating the dispatcher from the performance. So the performance can go there, do many times, as long as the data is already there in the queue. I don't know whether we'll get that. So let's go and leave we are done with this dispatcher that it has helped us to add to the queue. And let's also get, so we'll go to performance. Let's get the data from performance.
Okay, so which activity am I going to add?
So you use the get transaction to get. Now we have get queue items, and we also have get transaction. Like we said, when a transaction is, a queue item is being processed, it's called transaction. So you usually use get transaction to get an item from the queue, while you use the get queue items to get box of item from the queue. So we're going to be using the get transaction.
Okay.
Get transaction. On the get transaction, you get the queue name.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have gotten the get transaction.
Okay.
We'll also pass a message box. Let's see what we actually got. Bring the message box in below it.
Okay.
Sorry, my system is lagging, so I don't know whether you have dragged it from my end. Okay, just show that.
Okay, yeah, I've already done that, sir. I've already done that, sir.
So now we could see the. Okay, yes. Thank you. So we could see the error message telling us that we have not actually configured them well. So we'll start with the get transaction. The first part of the get transaction on the studio is asking us, where do we want to get this transaction from? What is that queue name we want to get it from?
Okay, sir.
So on the property of get transaction, the queue name. So what is our queue name?
Let me just copy so I won't make mistake. Let me copy it from the other guy.
Okay.
Respond now. Hey. Okay. The name is queue process.
Queue process.
Yes. Yeah, I've done that.
Okay, we could see that sprinkled line has gone, but that's not all. Now, when we get a queue name, get a queue transaction from the queue, on which variable are we going to store it? So still on that get transaction, we'll go to the output part of it and create a variable there that will catch that transaction item.
Sir, what data format will it be then?
Hello.
Will it be single item? Hello, sir.
The same data you stored there, but this time it's called a queue item.
You said I created a new variable now.
Hello.
Am I not supposed to create a variable?
Hello.
Yes, you're on the right track.
I don't know.
Can
Somebody
anybody
was
hear me?
asking. Yes, sir.
Yes, you're on the right track.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello,
Yeah,
can
I've
you
done
hear
that,
me?
sir. Can I run it?
Oh. No. You can't run it. If you run it, you won't see any attributes. There, you have gotten the item. So on your message box, what did you put on your message box? Can we go back to your message box?
Should I put the variable, Abi?
Oh,
Should be
yes. If you do this, the only thing you will see printed is performance, but that's not what you get. Now on the queue item, I'm not seeing anything on your output. Okay, the output you put variable performance. Okay, good. Yes, you put VAC performer. The network is shaking. Is it your network or is my network?
I don't think it's mine.
Hello?
Can any other person hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I don't think it's from my end, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir. Hello?
Hello, whose network is shaking? Can you hear me at all?
Yes, sir, I can hear you, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
Me?
We can hear you, sir.
Let me log out and log in again.
We can hear you, sir.
We can hear you, sir.
Hey.
Actually, we can hear you too, but it's like your
Can
video
you see my
out
studio?
lagging.
Can you see my studio?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Hello, can anybody hear me?
Yes, sir, we can.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, since my network was breaking, I was shouting hello. Nobody was hearing me. I have to log out to come back in.
You, sir.
Sorry. Okay. So, like I was saying, the way you get the performance, let's go to, first of all, click on your variable, bring it up. Your variable panel. Variable panel. Your variable panel, please. Your variable panel is by the bottom part. No. Your variable panel is by the bottom part. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I don't know this wind chant that just appeared. Okay. Maybe it's from the Zoom. Hey. Who did I offend? So how can I remove this hand?
What's that?
This one I want to slap us.
Maybe your village people.
I cannot laugh with you.
Your system is testing for you on this night.
Yeah, no one come out. I just
Your system is best. Your system is best.
Hey.
Okay.
Click on that hand again.
I think.
Yes, I'm trying to. Okay, it has gone out. I don't see something for this one. You good. variable no come show again.
Okay.
Try. You know, get no laptop, eh?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. I'm just trying to laugh
Okay,
at
I said
the computer disgrace.
no, don't worry. I've seen this type of computers before. Don't worry. Okay.
Nothing is responding. That's the problem.
Okay, I think somebody was also doing the same thing you were doing. So we can roll back to that person's own now.
Okay.
Hello, I think somebody was also carrying out this same practical.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Hello. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
can
Yes,
you
sir.
share your screen?
Please don't first.
So can you share your screen so that we
screen.
can start?
This laptop device.
I hope you can stop sharing.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I haven't gotten to where she is yet. I'm still working on it. Hello.
Okay, but you have pushed the data to the orchestrator already.
No, that's what I'm about to do. But I have some little issues. My own what's the name? UiPath is straight from us. My own doesn't have. Hello, can you hear me?
But you already have your essay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I know what to do now.
Yes, I can. I can.
Let me remove this. Can I remove this one? Let me remove this one so I can use this guy. Hello? Hello?
Okay.
Let me remove this one so that we can. Since that one want to.
Can I should
No,
share,
we can
right?
still work with. We can work with either one. Anyone that is ready, we can use that one. I just wanted to know if do you have Excel? You have your Excel already listed for us.
Yes, yes, I have.
You have built
Hello?
your view. Okay.
I haven't.
Hello.
All right. Okay. Hello.
Yes, I'm actually can hear you.
He's responding now. Can we continue? Should I log out?
Okay, let's continue with your own. Okay.
Log out there.
Okay, so I'll create a new variable. Call it.
Share your screen.
Your screen. We are not seeing your screen.
Okay, should I log out?
Share your screen.
We are not seeing your screen. Your own.
Which village people ended the hey? I cover myself with the blood of Jesus.
Allah. This is serious.
Maybe it's that hand though. That hand went and.
Okay. So while she's sharing her screen, I'll just quickly throw a tip on the ROE framework. Okay. Yes, you can see your screen now.
Okay, we are winning.
So I don't know. I don't know which dialog box is before us right now.
I'm trying
to. You've created this variable before for the result.
Yes, the guy we created the variable for couldn't respond, so we have to use alternative. Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Okay, just create. Okay, create the variable first.
We created for this guy,
so that we can be on the same track.
Oh, it's back. Hey. Okay, yeah, it's back. So we can use this one.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then your screen is still showing same thing. Your screen is not changing, no? Or is it from my end? What? I wanted to know if it's from my end. I'm just seeing one dialog box. Nothing is changing. No, I'm seeing the same image on my screen. Nothing has changed.
Oh, can any other person confirm what he or she.
Is it the same thing you passing? Okay, I think it has changed now.
Okay, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Now.
Thank you, sir.
Get. Okay. This is get transaction. I saw one error on a page you brought before this one just now.
No, this one I wanted to create it but this
I just
one,
want to know whether your dispatcher is clear from error. Can you go back to the dispatcher?
This is the dispatcher. There is no error in this guy. Okay. This is the performer. I wanted to create another one, so maybe this one will receive anointing and came out. I came back here.
Wait, you are using two studio on the same machine?
No, sir. It's one studio. Is it showing two?
You open two studio on the same machine?
No, it's one.
Okay.
Yes,
no,
sir.
You said one refused to come out, and another one now came out.
Yeah, I wanted to create another sequence.
All right.
Okay.
So let's click on the get transaction.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, can you see it now?
So let's click on the get transaction. The get transaction.
I've done that, sir.
Okay, it's not displaying from my end yet.
Hey. Can any other person see my screen?
We can see it, but it's not yet there yet.
Yes, we can.
Okay, sir.
I actually clicked on the get transaction from your end because I'm still seeing it on the message box.
Hey.
It's not. It has not shown yet. It has not shown yet.
Okay. This one is serious, so it's only you that is seeing your screen. We are seeing like 10 minutes before your screen.
Maybe the robot is not faster to deliver, so exercise some patience.
Okay, while we are waiting for that 10 minutes before your screen show us where you are, we can be talking around the ROE framework. So what is really the ROE framework? The ROE stands for Robotic Enterprise Framework. So it's like a framework designed by great developers and more for us, the UiPath developers to use. And they build it with some functionality around it. High performance, error handling. Those are two basic reasons they built it. And the standardization of programs. So separation of items are also there. So I haven't looked at all of those things. No, you can. We are waiting for your screen to go up. I did not say you should disconnect your screen. I'm just talking while your screen will load for us so that we will not be wasting time. We'll be able to cover some other things. Now, the ROE framework is built on top. I believe you already know the different types of workflow we have. We have the sequence, we have the flow chart, and we have the state machine. And we know the difference when to use each of them. We have been using the sequence as a workflow activity for a long time. So when we want to build basic and a linear project, something that just follow one step down, sequence is the best to use. It's simple and it's basic. So based on that simplicity and basic actions, the best workflow you should use. You shouldn't go and use a gigantic workflow for something that is basic or straight or a linear process. So questions like that may come out and they will ask you, which of the workflow do you think best suits that? So sequence will be used for basic and linear. Then we'll have the flow chart. When some level of decisions are needed, a branch transactions or a branch process with maybe basic or a finite decision. That's it has a finite point. A flowchart could also be used and is best used there. Even when state machine can be used, the state machine is to be used for a complex situation with an infinite state. That means that over the time you may want to expand around it. So the best activity you should use, or the best workflow you should use, is the state machine. Now, the state machine and the flowchart can also be used for a branch decision project. Hello?
We can hear you, sir.
We can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you loud and clear.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Mr. Marachi, are you waiting for me, or we are the ones still waiting for you? Hello? Hello?
we are the one which is which what I'm saying.
Who are we waiting for? Mr. Marachi, are you waiting for me, or we are still waiting for you?
We're waiting for ourselves.
Okay, we are waiting for ourselves. But that will be serious. So if we are waiting for ourselves, that means nobody will move. Okay, now Mr. Marachi has gotten I want to assume that the get transaction, she has done that. Okay, showing now. The output item is showing V performance. Now, to retrieve item from the V performance, remember it's a complex data we pushed into the orchestrator queue. The complex data has a feed for staff ID, first name, and last name. So if we want to get this data, we can get this data on their first name, last name, or whichever. Any part of that complex data is what we'll retrieve. And how do we retrieve it? All we just have to do is, let's first of all click on the variable item. Let's see. Click on variable. Variable panel. Okay, it's like Mr. Marachi is not with us, or it's my network that is lagging. Mr. Marachi, if you can help, or if you can hear me, please just click on the variable. Okay. While we're waiting for Mr. Marachi, we can still go on with our ROE framework we're talking about. So, like I said, the sequence is what we have been using, and we see that it's for basic and a linear process. You just see all our activity are stacked on top of each other. A good example is the one we are seeing in front of us right now, where we use the activity of get item on top, and when we drag the message bus, it was stacked below the get activity, the get item activity. So that's our sequence flow. But when it comes to flow charts, there's a branch decision. We can say based on this item, do this. Based on that item, do this. So there's a branch. If this thing is met, yes, go to this direction. And if this is not met, go to this other direction. We could also use a flow chart along with sequence to complete. In short, most of the time, we use flow chart along with sequence, because when you drag two or more activities together, the system automatically builds a sequence around those two activities. So those two or more activities. So when we're using a flow chart, we could either use the decision part of the flow chart, or there's a switch. Decision part acts like our normal if activity that we are dragging. When we say if something happened, do this, then S, do the other one. So that is the same way the switch activity, the flowchart decision activity do. Then we also have the switch activity with the flowchart as well. That switch activity also acts like our normal switch. Have we used switch in our activities so far while we are undergoing this training? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so like that, so lies our switch activity with the flowchart. But for the state machine, it has different states. And in that state, some of them also have what we call the triggers. Something has to trigger from one state to another for a state to be complete. And at the long run, the state has the final state. I think I will have to share my screen depending when Amarachi is ready for us, since it's like network throughout.
Hello, sir. Oh, so you can't see my screen.
Auntie, welcome.
Yes, we can see your screen, but we were waiting for you to help us do something. But now it's like we can't see it again.
Hey.
We can see it now. Go on.
We're waiting for you to help us do something.
Share the screen again. I don't see anything.
So while she's sharing her screen, I was talking about the state machine, that the state machine has a state and it has a final state. And each state, when you are using a state around the state machine, the state must also have what we call the triggers that triggers into another state. So in that trigger, hello, am I still connected?
We can hear you, sir.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. We can hear you, sir.
Okay, sorry. Yes, sorry. I just have to quickly connect to the other meeting. I just saw that it's showing this meeting is no longer available. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. We're still waiting for Amarachi's screen. I think I am still not seeing her screen. I don't know whether it's same from you.
Yes, it's the same, sir.
It's same here.
Okay, so while we are still waiting for Amarachi, I'll just quickly share my screen on the state machine. So okay, I think Amarachi's screen has come up. Oh, sorry, I went to take you down. Mr. Amarachi, you can share your screen again. Did I see our screen before? I think so.
Can you see my screen? Or should I stop sharing?
No, I'm not seeing your screen now.
It's showing.
Okay. Let me stop sharing then. I think you can.
No, go on. It's like you are still showing us our names. I think so.
Can you see it now?
No.
You can't see my studio.
No. Can't see the studio.
No, we cannot see it.
You know they hear anything.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen now. It has shown us our name again. Okay. Now we have our activity. So all you just help me do is to click on variable. So I'm not seeing the variable you created. Click on the workflow, the sequence first, and click on variable. Okay. So we have performance. So you could see the variable type is queue item. So that queue item is a complex item. So how do we retrieve data from this complex item? What we will do is to type the variable name that we are storing on the message box. Then you put dots. Variable name dot specific content. Dot item then open a bracket and put the item name. If we need the name of the queue we are getting, we'll put only name inside the bracket. Open a bracket, open a quote. I think you name it student name, Abi student, Abi first name. It's first name you name it, I remember. Okay, we can even end it dot to string or click out. Okay, I think, yeah, I think this is what we put. So we can run this performance now and see what it's going to bring for us. So I think we are supposed to close this class by 10. So I'll just quickly allow us to then explore around this. Your studio takes like, okay, so while we're waiting for your studio, oh, I don't know how we'll do it. I would have said while we're waiting for your studio to present us our data, we should also be facing ROE framework, at least introduction to the main course. So we talked about the ROE framework, that the ROE framework is robotic enterprise framework. The R stand for robotic, the E stand for enterprise, and the framework. And we talked about that is built to handle performance related issues as well as error handling. Those are two things surrounding it. There are many other features around it, but those are two basic things around it. And we said it uses the state machine process or state machine workflow for its design. And its design is designed in such a way that it has the initial and it has the end. So we have the initial, we have the get transaction, we have the process transaction, and the end transaction. So all of these steps that it has, they are definite and they are to perform a specific task. So we could see the queue as giving us Choma as a first name that came out from the queue. So we can click OK. So we could see how we can retrieve data. Somebody wants to ask a question. how can we consume this data that we're pushing to the queue? And we just did that. And we got that as what we have. Now, the one you are picking is not the one that entered first. You are picking the one that entered last. But when you are using the queue, as I told you, the first in is the first out. So you should pick the third one. That's what would give us Choma. Okay, she wants to make attempts to try the last name. Yes. So around this, you can explore all around this and get what we can do. So now getting this data doesn't mean you have processed this data. Now, how do we now process this data? That's where you will now see where we have the set transaction, we'll have the set transaction in progress, we'll have the set transaction status, either to fail or to success. So we could use that one to succeed that and go to the next queue item. So each queue item could get what we will do. So in the ROE framework, we'll see how we can navigate and be getting this item and move to the next queue item. So check the third one. Yes, check the third one. Sorry, before your question coming, can you check the third one? I think the third one is the Choma. Third one, the triple dot in front. Triple dot. Yes, you can raise your question now.
Yes, sir. I want to be sure
Hello.
what you actually mean. What? Hello, sir.
Yeah, I can
Hello.
hear you.
So, what do you actually mean
Hello, I can
by?
hear you.
What do you mean by process queue item? Is it like what does it actually mean to process the queue item?
Okay.
And then getting the queue
Now, when you
item.
first why do you put the queues there? Because you want to actually do some processes with it. A good example is like, okay, we made the example like these exams you are doing now. There are some credentials you would have submitted to Mrs. Joyce. Then based on that credentials, she will do some processes along with you. So she may have a database that carries everybody's name and has two columns that says, if you have done this, then mark for exam or something like that as the result. So that is what will happen. So when she push that data that carries all your name to the queue here, she can then run the robot. What the robot will do is to bring each person's name down, check whether this person has done AYZ activity, XYZ activity. If it has done it, then it will now say process this transaction as completed. That is where your process transaction comes in, which you set transaction state to either successful, because when you upload, they are all in new. You saw that. But when we are using this set transaction, or when we get the transaction, the reason why we get the transaction is because we want to process something on it. Now, if we get the transaction and it meets our requirement, we can then say set this transaction that meets our requirements to successful, meaning that is completed. I don't know whether you get it.
Okay. Yes, sir, that's fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
thank
let's
you.
drag set transaction down. Let's just set this Choma that you did to successful. Hello, we can go back to the studio. So you can then play around how you can get the other. I just showed us how we can get the first name. So like she just did, demonstrated, she saw how she can get the last name. We can then drag set transaction into this again. Set transaction status. No, it's down. Let's set it to successful. We could also set it to fail. No, on top the message box. Okay, or we can even put, yes. We can put it on top of the message box so that it sets the transaction before it tells us the person's name. So which transaction are we setting? So you can put the transaction there, put the transaction we got, put it there. That's V performance, something like that.
VAR performance.
Sorry, it's like the system is frozen, or it's my screen that is frozen.
I've done that, sir.
Wow, just a minute. Okay, but we can't see your screen again. Okay, good. Now, by default, this transaction status is successful. So we want to see when we get the transaction, we want to set the state to successful. But ideally, when you are running this queue item, you would have done some processes before you set the transaction. So let's try it. Hello, can we run it? Okay. Why? I just believe she has run it. And if you are also doing the same thing she's doing, if you go back to your orchestrator, the status of that orchestrator transaction for the first one would have changed to something, maybe to successful, because that's the default, except you change your own to fail or that. Okay. So you can refresh it, transaction. So others are showing in progress. The one you set the transaction, just said in a minute ago, it has actually successful. So that's how you can get each transaction and set their state header to successful. And like I said, you would have been able to run some process to determine whether it's going to be successful, fail, or is in progress. So we just picked out the set transaction to be a set transaction status that has success and fail to get it. If you want it in progress, you have the set transaction in progress and all that. Okay. I think this covers some things I need to explain so that I can also cover a little of the ROA framework. I'll just quickly share my screen on the studio. Then if there's going to be question, you will raise your question soon. So in the next 5 minutes, I should, not to eat your time, I should just quickly share my screen and talk about the ROA framework. And the state machine, and share the concern I can around that state machine. So thank you, Ms. Amarashi. I'm very, very grateful with that. Performance we both did, or we all did together.
Thank you, sir, for exercising patience with this slow system. Thank you very much, everybody.
No, I have like a system, so I won't be saying slow. Your system is even faster than mine. Okay, I'll just quickly share my screen. Open the UiPath studio. Like I said, let me see. I talked about the 3 framework. Let me close this one. The 3 workflow. All right. So this is the sequence, and we say it keeps its information on a track, stack them one after the other. So we have the flow chart, which I'll just quickly open here. So I'm going to be using all of them inside this sequence. So we have the flow chart, and here's the flow chart. When you type flow chart, this is it. So on the flow chart, we are going to ROA framework. Before I bring in the ROA framework, I just want to tell you. So on this flow chart, if I open it, we have the stats, and the start can lead us to either a sequence or decision, whichever way we want. If I need a sequence, I could just drag a sequence in. And these are the activities around the flow chart. So I'll just be very, very fast in this. So if I want a decision flow chart, I'll just drag the flow decision in and try to connect 2 of them together. Connect it to the start that based on some condition, get some things done. Okay, sorry. Let me get my sequence in. Oh. So that's for flow chart. Flow chart can give us, based on some decision, it could do other things around it. So this decision part can only give us only 2 options, a true or a false. We also have the switch, which can give us multiple options. Based on a switch, it can give us to this terminal, it can give us to anything we want. Based on another switch, it could give us anything. Let me bring a sequence. So I'm not actually drawing a project. So with this, you can get many conditions, many connection around. I can say based on some decision, get me a true value or a false value. But this switch can give us multiple options. And I said this switch look at like our normal switch activity in the UiPath studio. Just as we have the flowchart, we have switch activity. Then this decision flowchart also act like the if condition, if activity we have here. So this is when we have a branch or a decision part of a project. This statement, this flowchart is easy when we want a basic or a simple one, but it's not linear. We'll use the flowchart. Having said that, we'll come to the state machine that the ROE framework uses. So let me quickly delete this and bring in state machine. So state machine. Okay, we'll have the state machine. Now, the state machine is also a flowchart that also work with branch, but an infinite state. When we mean an infinite state, it means that tomorrow you may want to improve on it, you want to grow it through another branch, another activity. The infinite state is the terminal point for it at that point. Okay, that's the final state. Now, every flowchart, every statement, every workflow state machine has two states. It has the state and the final state. Now, a state cannot stand on its own without a transition. There must be transition from one state to another. But for the final state, it only needs only one transition, and the transition is to the entry part of it. So it can terminate as at that point in the final state. Let me just bring in the state and see all what we'll have around the state. States. All right, we have the state machine here. So we could see that this is the state machine I dragged. It also has the stats, but here it has a state. Now, I can say based on one state, this state, take this state to be like a sequence. So I can say, how do I make this go now? Drag it there. This is don't mind me. I'm trying to drag and plug it. It's misbehaving. So I can say based on one state, the decision should go to another issues. But if we look at this state, you could see error. And if you put your mouse around it, it's telling you that every state in a state machine must have at least one transition. So even if the state cannot exist without a transition, but the state can have many transitions, I can transit within a same state and come back to itself. So when I connect like this and come back, it's called a transition. We can place anything around this transition. So I'll just quickly go around and show us what a state really holds. Now, inside a state, which we'll be seeing in the ROE framework, inside the state, let me delete this transaction.
Sorry, sir, how did you provide that transition?
Okay, if I look at this state, if you put your mouse around the state, okay, I think Mr. Ebenezer warned me yesterday to change this screen to the white screen. I believe you are not seeing it. But if I put my mouse around it, I'll be seeing some buses around. So based on those buses, it means I can drag it out. I click down and drag, and I can move it around and take it to anywhere I want it. Sorry. I can drag this line. You can see the line. Sorry. You can see the line. If I drag the line and I connect it anywhere back to itself, it will create a transition. This is transition 1. This is transition 2. Now, I can transit as many times as I like to itself and get many transitions. This is transition 3. I could name them, put my conditions. Now, every transition has their conditions, but I'm not concerned about the transition now. I want to first of all show you what elements are within a state. We'll come back to that transition. So inside a state, we have things that flows. We have the entry, the exit, and the transition. Now, this transition is the same line you saw me drawing at that time. Anything you put in this part of it and also what you put, whatever you put here will also come up or will also display at the end of, at the point of leaving this state. Now, immediately you leave this state, you come to meet a transition. And in that transition, based on some conditions that is met, he will decide which state is he going or which state is not going. Okay, let's first of all stop at this. We just want to get only one state and one transition. Let's use that as our case. We'll have one state and one transition. Let's say this is the first state. If I want to run this project now, it won't run because this state needs a transition to terminate on a final state. So let me bring the final state in. So if I bring a final state in, I can then drag one line from here to this one. Immediately I do that, there's a transition that is set between this state, because this state cannot exist until there's one transition. So now the transition is made. I can say okay, let's just leave it like this first and put something message box, and let's see how the trigger flows. So let me put first message box here, message box. Let's see. Sorry, I'm eating your time. I said 5 minutes and I've taken the 5 minutes. I think I will just stop with this message box and trigger. So tomorrow we can then enter the ROE framework. So let me call this entry point. Entry point as this message box. And let's call this one exit point. We'll see what happens. Exit point. So like I said, when you execute this process now, there's an entry point and there's the exit point, then followed by the trigger. Then whatever you trigger on this transition, you can put a condition, and based on that condition, it comes to the final state. If that condition is not met, it will never come to the final stage. That is what it means. But let's just put a message box in the final state as well and say, in the final state, you saw that it's only have the entry state, no other state. They may ask you this question: in the final state of a state machine, how many
from my side.
hello, can you hear me? Hello, can anybody hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
I can hear you, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Okay. State of a state machine, or how many triggers are in the final state of a state machine. So you just have only the entry state in the final state of a state machine. Why? On the state of a state machine, you have 3 states there. Yeah, the entry state, the exit state, and the transition. Okay, so let's just say final point. So, and let's run our project. So we're running this project from here. Yes, we're running this project, and let's see what comes out. Remember, we placed 2 here, 2 boxes here, and the third one here. Let's see the order at which they will come out. So, Ms. Amarashi, You saw that your system is not only the slow one. So the first message box we saw here is the entry point, right? Then let's see, followed by the exit point, after which we come to the final point. So we could see the order at which they enter and the order at which they move. So this is the order, followed by this. In the transition is telling us the T1, after meeting any condition, will just take us directly to the destination, which is the final point. So this from here, I can easily interpret where will this state take me to. Let's add another one state and see. I think that will give us the end of today's activity. Then you just ask your questions. Let me drag one state in. I can drag another state in. And I'll say based on some condition, come in here. And let's see. Now this has a transition leading to it. And let me just put, okay. So what we'll do here in this one now that we have, let me see. We have to state, so the condition, we need to set the condition. So let me set this one condition. So the condition for this condition will be, what did we put there? Oh, before I can put condition, I think let me just create one variable and call it 2. Let me just create a variable and call it test variable, and it's going to be an integer. And let me put the default value to be 2 or 3 threes, okay? All right. So based on the condition, I'll say if there's this. So if our variable, what's our variable? If test is equal to 2, then do that. If test is equal to 2, then do that. This one, if test is equal to 3, let's say test is equal to 3, and do the other one. So based on some condition, now because there are 2 transitions, the 2 transition must meet a condition
Sorry,
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
How did you set the condition? I'm there, but I don't know. I've been trying to set it.
Okay, you can get your condition. You can click here to get where you put your condition, or you open here. The shortest place is just click this name. Once you click on it, on the property, you see the condition part, then set your condition. Now, before I could set the condition, I've already created the variable I want to test. I just created a variable and call it test, and I just gave it a value 3. But assuming it's a real life situation, based on some other activity or processes that worked, the value will change. Then we'll know what decision it's going to take. So I'm just doing this as a basic. So that's why I made it default. So if I click on this, I should be able to get condition. It should go to the transit state. If the variable is in this case, I said if it's 2, it should come to this state. Now, if I come here and change my variable to 2, where is it? Yeah, and I change this variable to 2, that's when it will get to the other states. If otherwise, it will never come to this state. It will just from here and go to this state because it's not 3. But in this state, let's just say this is our class test. Remember, I'm going to stop in here today and time for question. So I'll just bring in the message box and just put it in the entry. Like I've already explained that whatever you drop, they execute, this will execute first, this will execute next, before the transaction, before the next state. Okay, let's see something. Let's just let's say this is our new state. Let's just put new state. I'm not going to put anything here. So like the other place you were asking me, I said if you click here, you could also get it here if you're already inside the state. But if you're outside the state, you just click those circles around it. You could, for better programming, let me be teaching you standard way of programming. For better programming, you don't leave it as T1, T2. This place should better define what they should be. Let's assume this move to final state. I can say move to final state. That becomes what you see here. If it's this one, I say move to new state. Instead of leaving T2, move to new state. And that's what you see here. This one, instead of this, I'll say end state, whatever. Or I can still say move to final state. So if it's like this and you give it out to somebody, they'll just know what your transition is doing instead of T1, T2, and all that. Even without looking at the condition behind it. They'll just know, okay, this one take us to this one take us to that. So that's what we have. So I've changed the state here to 2. I mean my test to 2, and I expect it to run here first before it will run here and come to final state. So let's run that and see. All right, I think if my result comes out, that ends my class. So I have the entry points. Sorry, I took your time. I have the exit point. I should have the new state. So the new state comes in, then I should have the final point. So that's how the flow came in. Because my test is 2, it came here, then came here, and ends. So thank you. So
hello, sir.
questions? Yes.
Hello, Sam.
Yes, thank you. I can hear you.
Yeah. Sam, mine is if you will be able to look at my UiPath, like my what's it called, studio of what I was trying to do.
Okay, that will come
If
after the questions that will be taken now.
All right, sir.
Thank you very much. Any question, any query, any support, and any word?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for all.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. We really enjoyed the class. It's been wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
I
you very
appreciate
much,
it.
Mr.
But
Joseph.
you are only thanking me. You have forgotten that I'm not here alone. I'm with my right-hand man or right-hand lady.
Thank you.
Say
Okay,
you
Madam
the testimony.
Madam Testimony, thank you so much. Really appreciate
Thank
you.
Thank you very much. We
Thank
appreciate.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so it means there is no question. Then sorry,
I have
I
a
may not
question.
know you by your name. Okay, yes, there's a question.
Yes. I can see that you did not like create a value, like default value for the test variable now. So how did it keep moving along?
Okay, I did create
Like
a
how
default value. Let me show
transition?
you. Yes, I did. I created. You could see the test and you see the default value 2 here. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, but this is not.
So this is the decision I was using around all.
This one with the URL.
No, not URL. You can see test, and I made it, the variable type is integer, the scope is a state, and the default value is 2.
Okay, so then it met the condition.
Yes. So why it came to this state from the start, and I said this transition will only work when it's 2, and this transition will only work when it's 3. You see here, when I click on this one now, the transition say when test is 3, then move to this. But when I click on this one, it say when the test is 2, then move to this. Then this final state, I didn't put any condition because everything must terminate on the final state for this one. Then why didn't you ask me why did I not put condition here and I put condition here? if I try to remove condition here, the process will fail. Why is it like that?
Sorry, sir, we can't see your screen.
Oh, sorry. Let me share my screen again. But I didn't unshare my screen, but let me try and share again. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. The question you raised was, you could see that when I came here, that default value is showing here. That's the default. Then somebody also raised a question, and that's why I now have to bring my own question back. That this, when I was working with this one, if you look at this one, this transition, there is no condition here. Under the condition, there's no condition here. But here, the process still works. But if I come to this transition and remove the condition here was test is to 3. Test. Test is equals to 3. So you could see that if we run it like this, it works. Come to look at this one, this final state, there is no condition and it's working. But this final state, if I remove the condition, it will not work. So I was asking, why is it a problem? Why is it that it's not working? I can see error now. And if I try to run it, it throws me an error. And I get the error. So can you tell me why it's not working?
So there has to be a condition for it to move from one state to another. So if one of the condition,
but this one doesn't have now. It's empty, and yet this one is not throwing me error. Why is this one throwing me error?
It does. This one has two places to go to, has two conditions, has two what's the name transitions, but the other state does not have. It only has one transition. Assuming it has two transitions,
An
you
award,
need to put
an award for you. Thank you. That's correct. That's what I just want to get. So because it now has many transitions, so there is a need before it moves to the final state to understand why it should go, and therefore determines that conditions to be here. Test is equal to 3. So thank you for answering that question. That's my question. All right. So any other question? Any question? So in the absence of none, I think we'll have to invite Mr. Ebenezer. Or Lady Testimony, do you have something to say?
No, sir.
Hello, sir.
All right, thank you very much. So let's invite Mr. Ebenezer to help us end the class. Hello, yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Can you still attend to my question?
Okay, yes, share your questions. Yes, share your screen. Thank you.
Sir, why is sharing his screen, sir? I noticed something about the UiPath applications. It seems as if some of the applications have some activities, while some don't have. Even after you try to update the activities, you still have.
All right. No, not that they don't have. They have almost the same thing. It's just that some are running on Classic and some are running on the normal this thing. So if your own is running on Classic and you want other activity, is my screen still shared? Can you still see my screen?
No, sir.
Yes, sir. All screens.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, you could see something that looks like funnel here. Can you see it? Yes, in your own screen, if you just click it up, if your own is running on a modem architecture, you'll be seeing what me I'm seeing. Then if your own is running on classic, you'll be seeing something different. So what I'll just have to do, if I want to see what you have, I'll just have to click on that filter and I'll see show classic. By the time I click on this show classic, I should be able to see some of those elements you are seeing. Another way to do it is if I come to projects and I come here.
Sir, we
to
can't
this
see your
setting.
screen, sir. We can't see your screen, sir.
I thought you said you were seeing it.
No,
Okay,
it was
let
another
me.
person's screen, sir.
Okay, no problem. Let me share again. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. I was saying something earlier on that is either you are running on a modern part of the UiPath Studio or on the classic part of the UiPath Studio. Like right now, I'm running on a modem. If you are running on a modem, you'll be seeing same thing. But if you are not, you'll be seeing the classical. But if I want to see some of those items you have on the classic, there's this thing that looks like funnel. I'll just click on it and I'll see show classic and I'll mark it as good, which I have done. And I'll start, if I type the activity, I'll start seeing those activity like the way yours or the other person own may look like. And I'll see both the modern activity and as well as the classic activity. But the other way to actually move myself to seeing only what the other person is doing, I could click on the project, I could come to the setting and change it from here. I could also use this analyzer file to get it. There are different ways to go it. So let me go with these settings. If I click on this setting, I am here already. Now, when I'm here, if I click on this general, I'll be seeing all of this activity. I could see that my modern design is showing yes, here, turn on. I could turn it off. And if I turn it off, it automatically changed to the classic mode. And I may not be saying what I'm saying now. I'll start seeing the same activity the other person is saying when I come to the activity panel. And I click on, let's assume, what do I want to click that will look something different? Let's look at read range. Okay, but at least you get the grip of what I'm trying to say. This will actually switch your mode to the other person's mode.
Person's mode. Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's just what we have. So I
Thank you,
had
sir.
somebody's about sharing. Oh, thank you very much. Somebody's about sharing the screen and other stuff. So when I was in the other mode just now, this is not the way it should have appeared. It should have appeared something different. You could see the way it's appearing now. Let me switch my mode. Let me take this off. Now, just look at the mode this read range showed. And let me take it off and switch back to my mode. Let me go back to the read range. Oh, sorry, read range. This is the Excel read range. So you'll be getting something different. All right, so you can share your screen. Then tomorrow we'll look at the ROA framework completely. So with what I just showed you is something that looks something like this on the state machine. Let me see. No, don't save. So this is the skeleton of ROA framework. Just like something we drew. So all.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello, yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Are we starting a framework today?
No. I just showed you that this ROE framework is not different from what we just did just now. At least if you start seeing them, they will not be too strange to you by tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Well, I want to log out. That's what I'm asking.
Okay, all right. You can log out. I'm just entertaining question. So, can you share your screen now?
Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Oh.
Yes, I can see only me on your screen. Okay.
Okay, can you
Yes,
see?
I can.
Okay, sir. So I was trying to
Okay,
do
good.
something. I have Excel file that contains a list of countries. Okay,
First,
so
can you help us hide your? Can you help us hide your output panel?
Okay.
Is that
Maybe arrow
drop down
facing
button?
downward. You see auto hide.
All right. Okay, so this is the read range to read a workbook. So this from workbook, and then like I said, the Excel file is containing a country like China, Denmark, and so on. So what the goal of it is to pick a country like China and then search on a browser on Google the capital of China, and then get the capital of the China. So this is what I was doing. And this will take for instance the China, and then it will open a browser, that's Google and google.com, and it will search for a China and capital of China. That's the word will be a China capital. So this is what I was doing. I did for each row in data table. So it will now pick like maybe China here. We pick China. Then I'm now using a type into, whereby I will when I pick China and then I concatenate it with capital here, so that I'll be able to say, okay, China capital, and then it will enter it into the browser, which is using this type into. Okay, so the issue now is that it's actually, it seems like it's entering it into the google.com, that's searching it, but I'm not just seeing anything at all. So
Yes.
but
What you
now
did?
I tried doing to debug it. So I brought in a message box, so I was able to see for instance China capital. So it's now coming here, but I don't know why I'm not
Yes.
seeing it,
What?
entering it in the
Yes.
browser.
Correct. You
Okay.
did. You tried. What you did is not actually finished. You actually say type into, and you didn't ask the bot to do anything. Now,
Okay.
by the far right hand side,
There's enter here.
Okay. Let me see your enter. Let's see.
Then screen.
Can you see it?
Yes, I think you need to introduce a screen.
Yes.
Screen what?
Now, when you do this, you say type in and press enter. No, I think what you did, you said type in and enter, and immediately the process finished, the browser closes. You did not tell it to wait so that you see the response. You did not tell it to pick any data from the web right now. You just say type, press enter, and
Actually, I want to see it typing it into the browser. So I actually have a lot of process, but this one, since I'm not seeing this one now, it's now affecting other things I needed to do. So I wanted it to type into and then bring out the result. Then I'll proceed from there.
Yes, but with what you have now, when you finish typing, it will close the browser.
Is that so? Or maybe should I run it?
Yes.
Okay, well, before you run it, put a wait activity. Put a wait activity for like 10 minutes. Or okay, like 5 minutes off. 5 minutes is too much. Put like 3 minutes. Drag in a wait activity underneath it.
Delay, right?
Like 5 minutes. Yes.
You can use delay after, sir.
Delay after?
Just drag the delay in.
Okay,
yes,
so where am I putting the delay now?
Put it underneath the last type into.
Okay.
Yes, you can also use the delay after, as he said, but I just want you to use this one.
You say underneath type into?
Yes, underneath the last type into that you did.
So if I put underneath type into, it means it will just be around the message box, right?
On top of the message box.
Okay.
So that I'll see what you're actually doing.
Is it here?
Yes, there is okay.
Okay.
Then your timing, go to your duration. Put 00, column 00, column 03.
Sorry, column 00.
Start with
00,
00, column 00, then column another 00 for the minutes, then column 03 for the seconds.
Something like this?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay, run it. At least 3 minutes is enough for us to wait.
Okay, so okay, look at it now. It's now showing Indian capital. Then if I remove it, it will now, it's as if it's typing in and I'm not seeing anything.
Okay, let's now actually look at what
So
you're
you
actually
see
targeting
Germany capital. So you look at the browser shaking. It's as if it's typing in.
Okay.
And there will be another one, Great Britain capital. So I don't know.
All right, leave this open. Go back to your activity. Go back to it. Don't close it. Just open your studio.
Okay.
Okay, this is your type into. can we see what he's actually typing into? Can you click the box on top right?
Here, right?
Yes. Then target element.
Okay, let me stop the running.
Okay, stop
right?
it. Yeah.
Should I indicate target or what should I do?
Yes.
Okay.
Target on screen.
Oh.
Okay. Your mouse is not showing the screen. Take your mouse
sorry,
to where you want it to type.
Okay, indicate target on screen. Okay. Should I pick?
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Then confirm. Okay.
Okay. I think then you say type into data row .string .capital. Okay. Can you drag in a click activity? Remove the end. Okay. Just put a click activity.
From where?
On top the delay.
Okay.
Then also indicate elements. And this time click on the search on the Google screen.
Okay, here the click.
Yes.
Should I put the click here? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So indicate.
Then click in the click.
Okay. Here, right?
Yeah. Then the search icon.
Okay.
Oh, you indicated
No,
the
no.
wrong one.
Cancel.
Not
this. Okay.
Go to under target, go to that bin.
Okay. Where? Okay, search box. The search button.
Yes.
That's what I should click. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Confirm.
Okay.
Okay. Should I run now?
Okay, can you run? Yeah. It's actually not targeting your element. So I think you are using the classic, which is not using an anchor tag around it. So I think you would better switch to a modem. Let's switch to a modem on your studio so that you can actually use an anchor tag around it. I think I have experienced this working with one of the UiPath studio real life projects then too. Okay, I just wanted to show that. So go to your studio. Let's switch to a better listening activity. So switch, stop and switch.
Okay. I should switch from modem. Hello?
No, I think you're meant to use click, then under application instead of keyboard.
Sorry?
Use click
I'm not in the
No,
right
no, no,
place.
don't worry. Go on,
I
just
should
change.
toggle this. I should toggle this.
Yes. Some of your activity may fail.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, use application browser and open browser. Will they do the same job? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you scroll off? Okay,
Okay.
let's re-indicate your element. Go back again. Okay, go down here. Wow, I think there was a problem in your go to URL since.
Sir? That excuse me, sir. What about use application browser and open browser? Would they achieve the same thing?
Yes, they are the same thing, but in different mode. So can you
Okay.
identify your elements
I
now?
think, sir? I
Can you
think I
identify
should better use.
your elements on screen?
Okay, okay.
Elements on screen. Yes. That first one, the second one too.
Okay.
So this works with an anchor tag.
Okay. The search box, right?
Yes. So it wants you to
Should I
also
go?
select an anchor tag.
Okay. So after doing this,
Select the anchor.
what else?
Select the
Okay.
anchor.
Okay. The the search button.
No, you can select anything as the anchor. What you are trying to say is use this to check the order.
I
Select
didn't
that
get
as
you.
your anchor. No, just select
Okay.
that as an anchor. We'll explain that later. Then okay. Do the same thing to the other elements.
Okay.
Select the next one as an anchor.
Okay. Let me run.
Okay. Okay, what we'll do, can we, in order not to delay anybody on this, I'm still saying maybe we'll just start your project from scratch to finish. I don't know along the line what has happened. So I think we can close every other person, then 2 of us can meet after this. Only those that I want to stay so that we don't eat their time.
Okay.
So we'll invite Mr. Ebenezer to talk to the class so we can continue after this. So thank you, everyone. So you just hold on. Let me try and invite Mr. Ebenezer.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Julius. Hello? Hello?
Right, you're here. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much. I was going to say that we should perhaps put this on hold. I mean, what Matthew is bringing forth, because I was noticing even your voice was going to sleep. And when I say your voice seems so tired, and I felt we should not belabor you, because I know that you have been on since morning, and now till this is 11. So, well, you are the one again slating that you still want to meet or continue from this point onward. So I don't have any say on that. But left to me, I would have said, okay, we should give you some time to rest and call it a day. Yeah. So yes, I feel we should do that. Is it okay? Like you suggested, that we need to, look at it from, maybe rebuild the whole thing, the whole process, and see what could be wrong. I was thinking maybe the type into. I was trying to look at the properties of the type into. Maybe there could be issues at that point. But then this is already 11. I would like us to call it a day.
Yes, sir. I think I'll look at maybe open browser. Let me see if I'll look for a way to resolve it. But I think if I'm not, then maybe I'll mention it tomorrow if I'm not able to resolve. Thank you very much, sir.
Mr. Julius, thank you. Lady
Thank
Testimony, thank you for holding forth.
You're
All
welcome,
right.
sir.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. So thank you, everyone, for the resilience, patience, and for the spirit. Okay. So we will meet tomorrow by God's grace. All right. So enjoy the 1 hour that is left. All right. And enjoy your nights.
Good night, sir.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Julius.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.